video on the YouTube stream so I can hear it. And then I will switch back to title and do that opening again, less stumbly perhaps this time. Oh yeah, long latency on that.
I think you should restart the show,
20,
and
30
it
seconds.
seems that it's okay.
Okay. Thank you for coming to this Vanilla Street Epistemology live with my guest, JCC. We're going to do some vanilla to start, but I bet this is also going to end up with some discussion about SE, because JCC is, in my opinion, an up-and-coming SE practitioner. So tell us why you're here on a street epistemology show.
Well, like many others who, whether they were a theist before or an atheist without prior being a theist, I'm one of those who've converted from a theist to an atheist and fell entertained into the atheist experience, Anthony Magnabosco's street epistemology videos, and was introduced to Discord. And now it's pretty cool that you can practice street epistemology on Discord and go out in the public and do it as well. So I guess that's my intro to street epistemology.
Thank you. Yeah. So you have a claim. I'm really looking forward to your channel coming up, because I'm going to almost immediately add it to my promoted channels list. And I've really enjoyed the conversations you've had on the Discord. You're now co-hosting with me, and so I get to hear your stuff a lot. And
thanks.
I think my audience will like JCC very much.
Thank you.
Okay, your claim was wealth is an advantage in the legal system, and the law fails the promise of equal treatment because people who are wealthy have a significant advantage over people who are not.
Yes.
Okay. So what is wealth?
Wealth, to me, is financial independence, a large amount of disposable money, whether it be disposable income or residual income that you can just, use and not have any worries of the outcome of the use of it.
Okay. So a guaranteed income of some nature.
Right.
That it's sufficient for your... Okay. And so people who have wealth, you say, have an advantage in the legal system. How do they gain an advantage because they are wealthy?
Well, they can definitely hire a high level of highly skilled attorneys, for one. Another example is that whether or not you are persecuted or convicted of a crime, it can be expunged fairly easily with finances.
Oh,
so it could be
pay
erased,
to have
it erased from your record, depending on the crime, of course.
Okay. So with enough extra money, it's easy enough to even not have to take public credit for your convictions.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So, how does this? Where in law is there a promise toward equal fairness?
Where in law? Doesn't it say that justice system? Oops, forgive me for hitting the. It's supposed to be balanced, like isn't there a motto where the statue is blind holding a book and the scale is balanced? One would presume that means equality.
Yeah, one would think so. Um, I think I read some of it in the 14th Amendment, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, following the Civil War, we sort of got picky about that no individual should be given an advantage over any other. Took us a
Exactly.
long time to actually put it in practice, but it's still at least a principle we're supposed to follow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And even our president's supposed to not be exempt from law as well, correct?
Uh-huh. Okay. So no one is above the law, that kind of thing. Everybody has to follow the same set of rules. Nobody has immunity, except for the people who have immunity for apparently good reasons or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Immunity weirds me out a little bit, but I get the practical point.
Yeah, we could go down a rabbit hole with our
Um,
police system with qualified immunity as well. So that's totally different.
yeah. Sorry, that would be me not shooting the messenger to even really bring that up.
Yeah.
Uh, I was thinking more like immunity for the crimes if you um, are willing to turn state's evidence or something, that sort of thing. That also seems a little weird. But again, that's me failing to shoot the messenger. So erase that.
No worry.
Erase. It didn't happen. I didn't say
No
that.
worry. No. No worry.
um. So what I've also heard. Um, this isn't the first time we've talked about this. So there's a few other things I'm remembering you having said, but I actually don't need to bring them up to ask the next question. Let's see if I can just step around that. What would you change in the system? I'm gonna make you the czar of. Well, is this the courts? Do I make you a Supreme Court justice so that you could put these changes, or would this be a legislative? Which role would you need in government to enact change, the kind of change that you'd like to see?
I don't know the correct answer to that. I don't know who does have that power. Legislation, a
Yeah, I
congressman.
guess this is kind of a balance between
Yeah.
legislative and courts, like with precedents and things, but also just like maybe we're even talking about a constitutional amendment to say something. But so imagine that I'm letting you draft the bill.
Mm-hmm.
What what kind of things would you suggest to make this better? How would you address the problem?
If someone's going to be convicted of a crime, regardless of
Hmm.
their wealth, they should not be able to divert the punishment.
Ah, okay.
Regardless
How
of,
would you check it? Go ahead.
regardless of if it's a jailable sentence, they should serve
Yeah.
their time in jail or to serve their community service. They shouldn't be able to pay
Okay.
their way out of it.
So where do you stand on fines? Like, let's say I had a traffic ticket, and
Hmm.
should I have the option of paying a fine or community service, or are you saying, no, I just got to put on a yellow vest and pick up trash by the side of the road as a group, and it doesn't matter if I showed up in a three-piece suit in a Lamborghini, I still have
Okay.
to pick up the same trash?
I think fines, maybe if they lower them a little bit, because
Okay.
they seem to be a bit high. But to me,
Hmm.
it's equal for everybody. You either pay the fine or you pay it off, or you do community service. That's fine with me. The
Okay.
problem is when bail, when someone who has $1 million to pay for bail, they can get out and
Hmm.
they could be a murderer and they can be out in the street. You know.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I'm guessing that you would prefer that either everybody is allowed to get bail because of like an evaluation of how dangerous they are or not, and it's not
Yes.
about money. You'd prefer a system like that?
Yes, based on the
Yeah.
crime, not the finance.
Okay. All right. Um, so what, how sure are you that if we were to take away this disparity, the world would improve?
When you say improve, you mean less crime or our well-being improve?
Yeah, maybe it's a well-being thing. I'm not sure if this is a less or more crime kind of thing. This is what we do after crime is detected.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe there would be a bigger deterrent effect on wealthy people if they knew that speeding tickets were going to cost them uh, uh, a month worth of Saturdays picking up trash, and
Mm-hmm.
they would be like, "Wow, $1,000 fine, that didn't bother me at all, but 5 weekends, oh crap, no."
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it could be improved. It may be a decrease in people, acting, you know, with disregard to the law, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. 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 So, someone asks, thoughts on prison reform towards more rehabilitation? Does this come into the question?
Oh yeah, that's like as it is. Our justice system really does not rehabilitate. It's more like someone goes in as a minor criminal, come out as a PhD in crime. So they don't really.
Mm. Okay. So the current system, you don't like what it does with them while they have does with the prisoners while they have them. They're not doing a
Right.
good, useful thing to them.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. That probably doesn't have much to do with who has money or not. Then once you're
No,
in
that.
prison, I think
Yeah.
everybody pretty much doesn't have money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything that you could learn that would improve your confidence that this is really the case, that wealth gives somebody a significant advantage? What kind of data would you look for to improve your confidence?
Other than some of the data I've already looked up, I would guess possibly some more specific data that shows, um, I guess, more information that I've already investigated. Like prime example, a couple of years ago, there was a very affluent teenager who was under the influence of whether it was alcohol or something else, was in an
Mm,
automobile accident and killed two individuals, and he basically got off with a slap on the wrist. So it's
wow.
it's that
Okay.
it's that it's that kind of stuff that keeps happening that supports my claim.
Okay. So just more examples of wealth getting people out
Hmm.
of the problem. Okay. And how about what would move you in the other direction?
Seeing it more equal to where, like, regardless of wealth or fame or power, you still suffer the consequences of your actions.
Mm, hmm. Okay. So I think you people in the criminal justice system have a job to do. Whenever you catch somebody who's wealthy and powerful, and you do manage to put the system like everybody else, you should bring that out for us to see, so we
Exactly.
have better examples and think you're doing a better job. Otherwise, we're going to think that you're pulling an OJ.
Yeah, that's a good example. OJ getting away with it. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm even thinking of the very careful way they did the capture. They were like kid gloves with him compared to like anybody else. Uh, Slow crawl chase and careful accommodations, like they had VIP jail cells.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
If
Yeah,
that was me,
that's
if that
weird
was
to
me
me.
in the car chase, I probably would not be alive today.
Yeah, yeah. That's they. Yeah, unless you're powerful, that seems to be not as friendly as an environment as in a white Bronco going slowly down the freeway. Everybody's giving them lots of space.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so thank you. I've enjoyed this conversation. Thank you.
Hmm.
Oftentimes, when you're dealing with somebody who practices epistemology, the answers are so straightforward, boom, 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 that we drop right
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
my flowchart very, very quickly, and that's
Yeah.
fine. That's great.
Right. Right. Flows quickly and
Yeah,
smoothly.
indeed.
What are your
So,
thoughts?
oh, I dislike fines
Hmm.
in general. I think fines are a disproportionate punishment, and there is a profit motive in the courts to abuse. I've seen that in Pomona, California. I've seen that in, was it Ferguson, Missouri? There was a bunch of that, and I think those are the ones where I've seen it obvious, but I'm assuming that it's probably rampant. If a court can levy fines and high multipliers and that sort of thing, now there's a profit motive to victimize the population, and that's not where you want your government. You don't want your government to be in a predator role.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm relatively against fines because they're disproportionate for who can afford it. It's a lot less of a punishment if wealth is easy. And then the other problem is the profit motive leading to corruption. And so I'm very much with you on the everybody needs to wear their own orange vest, pick up trash by the side of the road, or whatever that is, or maybe they're working in a library. I don't care whatever is the community service. I don't think it even needs to be onerous or nasty or uncomfortable. Just go do a thing, do your own thing, pay it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Help society.
Yep. So, discussions about SE. Let me see. We're going to go to the other part where we're going to take away vanilla, and now we're doing discussion about SE with my guest JCC, who's starting a YouTube channel on the subject of street epistemology. Tell me about your plans. What do you want to do with this, and how can I help?
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely would accept your help and greatly appreciate it. Pretty much the same thing kind of you're doing. I have intentions of doing some live streaming stuff and intentions of like going out, recording conversations, and then posting them up on my channel, and of course sharing them with the Street Epistemology website as well, as long as they get approved by the committee.
I think there is the main playlist.
Yes.
Isn't really even subject to vetting. It's more like if you do a thing and you call it street epistemology, even if we don't agree, it probably goes up.
Oh, okay. I thought it has to be reviewed first.
And I'm not really we. It's I said we like I'm part of that. I'm aware of it. I can see it. I'm not the doing of it.
Right.
Yeah. We had a recent video on Travis Pangburn's channel and released it, and also released a commentary video about it. So that would be on the Street Epistemology channel. Anyway, so what sort of things do you need to get set up and started? Where are you? How much time have you spent? I got actually a whole crap ton of questions.
Oh, cool.
About that.
Well, I'm definitely in the initial phase of it. I've always had a YouTube channel, but I've never posted anything up yet. And I just recently got motivated to do that and participate and promote street epistemology in a positive way. So now I'm more motivated. I need to probably update my devices to accommodate that, to facilitate it a lot easier. So I'm in that process now.
Okay. Do you have a plan with a budget attached to it? Have you figured out how much it's going to cost you to get to where you want to be before you're ready to go?
Ooh, not quite. Definitely within my financial means, because obviously I'm not doing this to gain anything. I'm just doing it to promote the positive side of. Oh, my dog is interfering with me. Promote street epistemology in a positive light, of course. So.
Yeah. So we have several people in our production who know about this stuff, as well as people who are probably even watching. And in the Creators Lounge there on Street Epistemology Discord. And as you're probably already aware, Street Epistemology International likes to give out grants to people who are creating SE content and publishable content, that kind of thing. And the favorite way they like to do it is for you to say, I have a plan and here's what it's going to cost me. Can you help share some of that cost and give them a simple grant application? They can just say yes, no.
Okay, that's good to know.
And there is a form to fill out.
Okay.
I will try to get that to you, and I'll probably throw it in the live show notes. So Quinn asks, would you put the dog on the screen? We want to see the puppy. Can the puppy come see? Oh, it's a puppy. Oh, that's Phoenix. That's a big old puppy.
He's a big boy.
Woohoo!
He's not as big as our last family member. He had a wonderful short life, but he developed what's called spinomyelopathy. He was a big white boxer, 100 pounds, and waist high. And so Phoenix is now turning 3 in December, and he's been with us since the age of 8 months. So yeah.
Nice. Good. I like dogs.
Oh yeah.
I like cats and birds.
I'm an
I like a
animal
lot
person.
of pets.
I've got a cockatiel, and we have Phoenix. So we had a
Indeed.
guinea pig that died recently. Sad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last pet I lost was back in December.
Ooh.
But I have a lot of pets, so for me to only lose one of them in a year is pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
At least, pets within the whole family.
Yeah, they tug on our heartstrings.
Okay,
sure.
So how long did it take you to learn? What I've been trying to do with my channel and with my work is to bridge the gap between people who are suddenly interested because they've seen one Anthony video or something like that, and they are ready to go out and do SE in public if they wanted to. Not that they should necessarily want to, but that's the gap that I'm trying to fill in terms of a course development project and the teaching thing. So I'm very interested. You're kind of autodidactic on this. You've been picking this up on your own, interacting with us during practice sessions. And I want to know how long it took you between those two steps, both in calendar months and sort of like how much time did you spend?
In theory, I was actually very interested in sharing critical thinking with friends, peers, and family members prior to even seeing an Anthony Magnavaso video, and then that was roughly a couple of years ago. And to be quite honest, just recently during the pandemic, I dived into Discord through just the videos and knowing about it, and then chatting in and practicing SC, and that like definitely improved my communication skills by doing the practicing skills, practice SC sessions. So definitely within 6 months, really, that really motivated me to want to emulate you and all the others. And curious Reed's channel. I'm getting tongue-tied on
Cordial Curiosity, yes.
Cordial Curiosity, yes. And Quinn Questions and everybody. So jealous and to emulate and follow in his footsteps. Everybody who has the experience.
And no need to be jealous. There's no competition at all. We're all running forward together.
That's the good thing about it. Yeah, for sure. And I'm definitely interested in assisting in my capacity in the course development, whether I volunteer at whatever level. I'm really interested in seeing it implemented as an educational program. It really sounds great.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I expect that to be about a 9-month horizon. It fits well within sort of like what I can do when I motivate myself. Yeah, he said your name, Quinn. Yes, he did. So somebody asks, what would you see is the number one obstacle to becoming a successful SE YouTuber?
An obstacle?
Yeah, do you see an obstacle?
Yeah, there can be. The ability to purchase devices that you can use to, I guess, upload stuff. Like I'm slightly handicapped on my equipment, Basically, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of my computer and internet needs are done on this device I'm using right now, my trusty Apple device. So
Okay.
I'm working on getting a laptop or iPad and go from there. Due to divorce,
Okay.
I've lost quite a bit, and that's another
Right.
personal
Right. So
influence on how the court system. You get hurt when you're
I
not
hear you. I hear you.
financially well off. Yeah.
So I would like to open this up to the room
Sure.
if they're willing, because if you're willing to just like open up the examination on this, I would like to get feedback from the room about what kind of things are needed. So far,
Okay.
we have a new laptop
Hmm.
because I want to understand what the cost number is so that you
Sure.
could ask for a grant.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so a laptop. My producer says no iPad, please. My producer has
Okay.
a strong anti-Mac bias.
He does.
If Reed talks, he has a strong pro-Mac bias.
Yes.
Yes, that's fine.
And the GoPros
So
work
what
really
other kind
awesome
of?
too.
Yeah, the
I've seen.
GoPros are good.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've really liked the results that Reed has gotten from his GoPros.
Hmm.
I haven't had any of those yet. I've only seen what he's done with his. There's not that much in terms of controls. They are really a very wide angle, short range. Um, they don't really need all that much in terms of focus. Their depth of field is crazy deep. There's a bunch of things,
Yeah.
uh, and and
Reed Reed's
so you
audio
don't really need
quality.
strong controls on it.
Yeah.
Oh
Reed's
yeah,
audio
his audio
quality
is awesome.
is way superior than Anthony Magnabosco. Sorry, Anthony, but that's your live audio is not that great.
Yeah, yeah. I have opinions why, and they have to do with shapes and sizes of microphones and
Hmm.
things. A lot of what Anthony's dealing with is uh, having to have all of his equipment self-contained, where
Hmm.
he's not putting down a table, he's not putting down a stand or something like that to put things on. Whereas I've been following in the Reed footsteps, where I set up a table and mic
Yeah, yeah,
stands and things of
yeah.
that order. So uh, while I think that makes a big difference in the audio part, and I think this is an 80% audio medium. SE.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. Anthony is practical. Yes, his thing is definitely practical, and I would say that Anthony's audio quality. Um,
It's
I don't
improved.
recall a time when the audio quality made it difficult for me to follow through. It was always good enough for me to hear.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm able to learn the thing from it. So that part's great. So does anybody else have any feedback as to what other things are needed? Audio, laptop. Would you be using phone cameras or GoPros? You said
As of
GoPro is good.
as of now, I would use this phone and the laptop camera
Hmm.
possibly. So,
Okay.
and
Will
essentially,
you have AC power?
I could, depending on where I'm at.
Okay.
So, like, if I
Yeah.
was to go out and do just have interviews out in public, then I would do it battery and then promote it. I guess upload it later, not necessarily live stream.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Somebody asked does Anthony sometimes send his audio out maybe for sweetening? Yes. I don't know specifically who, but I understand he's got an audio engineer in Germany that he regularly sends things to and gets them back with a lot of the noise and clutter removed, and I don't know what else, but it sounds good.
Hmm.
So yeah, he does that. So signs, tables. Are you going to do something of that, or are you going to do a standing thing? Are you going to go in a regular venue that doesn't require that?
There
How do
is a
you
location in here in
how do
San
you set up a
Antonio.
physical?
I
Hmm.
might utilize the landscape and get away with minimalization as possible. Maybe bring camp
Hmm.
chairs or something like that, and definitely make a sign. The table and chair setup is a really good option, but I'm thinking of finding out if I can do it on the Riverwalk here in San Antonio, down in a populated area. The Pearl is a very highly area, a lot of foot traffic, and so that's a good area.
Good.
I was thinking about. Yeah.
Okay.
And there actually is not necessarily on the Riverwalk. There's an area courtyard, and I'm gonna see if I can do it there too. And they already have tables there, and so I guess if I'm patronizing the restaurant, then they wouldn't mind me sitting there.
Yep. Quinn says he's been thinking about applying for a grant that's a matched mic he'd like to buy and some street epistemology artifacts like signs, tic tacs, shirts, and things of that order. So yay, go Quinn, go do that. And I was also going to mention Quinn had a breakfast meeting with Anthony a week or so ago, where he did the recording using, I'm betting it was a Zoom. It's about as big as your hand. It has a microphone pointing each way. So one mic has it's a stereo, like the right and the left are pointed in opposite directions. And I think there might be ways to orient the microphones for different effects, but in this case, he pointed one at Anthony and one at himself, stuck in the middle of the table. And with headphones, it was spectacular. I could feel the motorcycles running right past the back of my head because they were out next to the street having breakfast in an outdoor cafe.
Is that
binaural.
YouTube channel?
So, yes, it is. Yes.
Oh, cool. Check it out.
Quinn questions. Yeah, so he recorded that with just that one. It's a single piece that records each person on their own. Well, maybe not completely isolated track, but it would be enough that you could do some editing post. And also, it's a very right-left kind of sensation.
Cool.
Yes, and he just posted FK just posted an example of one of those Zoom H1 in hand, and then Reed is showing a different Zoom mixer that looks an awful lot like what mine can do with 4 channels that mine does with 6.
Okay.
Mine's a much bigger board because I can tolerate that. I like it. So someone asks, what unique skills or perspective do you feel you bring to SE?
What unique skills? Well, I feel as though I have no problem talking to people. I think I'm pretty friendly and approachable. I actually am involved on a daily basis with a variety of people because I practice massage therapy, and every once in a while I'll throw a little of SE in my sessions sometimes when I have talkative clients, so to say. As far as I guess the ability to ask questions. I mean, I don't know what other skills would be required to unique skills.
I don't think you actually need to have any unique skills. I think you can do SE right out of the box, just even emulating the style of somebody if you want to, and then you'll end up over time. It'll end up being your own style. I often just sort of have like depending on how the thing's going, I might think about what would Anthony say at this point, or how would Reed or Ty, should I turn up the Ty knob and do more rapport before I move in, things like that. So I can think of them a little bit like these models of doing it, and I wish I could add a lot more Chucky. But I'm not smart enough yet.
Yeah.
So anyway,
he's a good guy. Yeah.
I like Chucky from I Hear You. Okay, do you have favorite and least favorite claims that you like to examine?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, the political claims are my least because they seem to be hard, as we experienced most recently, kind of hard to SE on. I definitely
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like the claims on a belief system. Those are
Mm-hmm.
really a good talking topic, and um, they seem you can seemingly do them without pushing buttons of agitation if you practice the SE guidelines.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think very, very few people are used to even having those kind of conversations that don't go into hot buttons and
Right.
pushy,
Yeah.
you know, even between people who agree.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So someone asks, how long did it take you on average to get fairly comfortable and fine-tuned with SE? I think you've already answered that it was a couple of years of watching, and then since something like during the pandemic, so I'm going to guess 4 to 6 months.
Yeah. Actually, like really practicing it in communication and actually having an SE practice session, within 4 to 6
Uh-huh.
months, pretty much during the
Okay.
pandemic.
So, let's see. Anybody else have any further questions? What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Thank you. Thank you. That's an important one. And then the other standard one that I get is, what is your favorite band? Are
Oh,
you human? Do you like music?
I love music. I'm very. I have a wide range. I like anything from reggae to rap, kind of, sort of, and classical. Now, my daughter is a very skilled violinist. I'm,
Oh,
yeah, and I'm going to ask her nicely to play some music for me, so I can have my
yeah.
music. Yeah, exactly. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of Rush. Rush, the band Rush.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You like Rush. That's cool.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Near says, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers for the violin.
Hmm.
And Near's giving you a ho, ho, ho. Or no, sorry, I did it wrong. Ho, ho, ho. Don't want to get the signing correct. Yeah. All right. So, JCC, is there anything else you'd like to tell me and the audience?
From my
Yes, we
experience,
would play a sample if copyright wasn't broken. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. From being on Discord, and bounce around to other servers. Big props to the SC Discord. You guys are so cordial
Yay.
and friendly and great conversations. I've learned a lot, and it's a cool conversation tool, and I'm glad I'm venturing into it and wanting to expand on it. The friends I've met via the Discord, I'm very happy to meet, and hopefully, I've met someone here in San Antonio that actually might have beers with and have more discussions in public with, and maybe he can be one of my people on my channel. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Thank you all for coming to this. Let me go through the up. Okay. I have so many scenes in my controls. These are 5 of my favorite street epistemology related channels, and I'll be adding JCC to the much longer list. These are 5 out of 15 or so, much longer list of very nice, useful street epistemology channels available on YouTube. If you are really into this method of street epistemology, into this conversational idea, this way of having impossible conversations, my favorite place for you to go to grab what the community has produced is streetepistemology.com, provided by Street Epistemology International, the same people who bring you the SE podcast, in case you like your street epistemology stuck in your ear directly, without all that messy video. So thank you very much for coming to this vanilla SE and discussion about SE with JCC. If you would like to be a guest on my show, all I ask is that you be articulate, polite, willing to show your face, and talk on any subject on or about street epistemology. And I have a category for you. If that's the case, I really look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.